Welcome YouTube. Welcome to BigKrownFilms. Today we have Patricia Johnson and Glenisha Niles Brown. They want to speak on interview I did with Mr. Dontrell Wak Jones, interview 2, I believe, episode 2, where he said, I'm just quoting him, that the woman is the root of all evil. So, Ms. Patricia and Glenisha Brown wanted to speak on that. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
How's it going? And you are Patricia to my
hello.
And Glenisha. Okay, so we here. So, well, what triggered you guys to want to come down here and speak on when you heard the interview, and so you just felt you just had to come and say something?
Yes. What triggered me?
But you know oh, and another thing, the ladies wouldn't be here if he was stating his opinion, but he was saying it was in the Bible, so that's why they did catch up on that.
And that's what made me triggered, is that right there. It's because it's not factual, it's more opinion based, but it's just.
I feel like,
you want to go first?
I feel like, I was like, okay, I feel you. All right. Okay. And then you're like, and then with the Bible quote,
So
all women is the root of all evil. I said, no, did it? Oh, no, the hell it did not say that.
So you did your research then?
But I mean, it's not women, all women, and you was very confident.
Right.
But we all know that, right? I had to stop thinking to myself. I'm like, no, I know that did not. I question myself.
So if you can say something to, what would you like to say?
I object.
Okay.
So you feel just, you object and he was wrong?
And so I want him to look up the definition of what
Do we need to go do some more research?
Yeah, I want him to look up what the definition of object is. And I want him to show the proof.
What about you, Patricia?
I mean, like, proof is the pudding. It's in the pudding, or the pudding in the pudding.
So, my thoughts upon it is, I can understand where he gets the concept, women are root of all evil, but it's just because, it's just a lack of knowledge thing. You have to understand, yes, Eve is the one who did go eat the apple, but at the end of the day, God created man, and we're just going biblically because he said it was in the Bible, so.
Correct. Okay.
God created man. God created man in the image of him. He created man in the image of him, not woman, man. He created woman out of the rib so we could be not the sidekick to the man, but we come as a pair. It's supposed to be women and men. Not biblically, not men and men, and not women and women and men. So, when God...
Although we do support.
Thank you, most definitely. But, what is it? So when God created men in the image of him, what does God do for you? He's a leader, he's a protector, he's a provider, he is a savior, he's a variation of things. But in the image of man, in flesh, that's what he created them things for, to protect and to lead and to provide, and in a safe sense, to be safety to some women. So when God did that, and then he created woman out of the image to help man, because that's what us women are here for, to bear children and to help men to create and to multiply and all that great stuff. That's when it comes into, you have to remember, we as women, we don't lead ourselves. We're not supposed to. We don't seek, we be sought, we don't go out and do certain shit because that is men, biblically speaking, that is men's lane and field. So if you want to be technical, yes, Eve did go listen to the snake, and the snake got in her ear and was all like, bite the fruit, and the bitch bit the fruit. But if Adam was leading correctly in the light of God and not distracted in his own stuff within the flesh, then Eve wouldn't have been submissive to the snake. She would have been submissive to Adam and would have been followed behind Adam, because that's how that's supposed to go.
So technically, you said it's the man's fault.
I'm not saying men are the, but that's not what I'm saying either. I'm not saying men are the root of all evil. But in that scenario there, if it had to be like, who is to blame, it would be the man because he didn't lead Eve, obviously, for her to be submissive enough or to follow behind him as she should have, because that's what she was created to do. Not saying women are created to follow behind men, but
not to cut you off, but can I just say, get back on topic. Timothy Timothy in the Bible, they do quote in Timothy, is that chapter 6, verse 10? Okay, teaches us, all right? That's what it says, okay? And I got this from Crossroads Institute, okay? So you want to look that up. So Timothy, verse 6, chapter 10, teaches us the love. For the love of money is the root. For the root, yes. So teaches us the love is of the money is root to all
you're saying
evil.
the money is the root to all evil.
I'm not saying that. Timothy in the Bible is saying that. I'm not saying that. That's what God said in the Bible.
That the money,
I'm not saying that.
The money, okay.
The money is the root. Okay.
So Mr. Jones.
And urban dictionary also. So this is different languages.
Okay.
So Timothy, verse 6. Okay, this is chapter 6, verse 10. For the love of money, okay, placed before the love of God is the root of all evil. So you see how I'm saying? Like there's different ways we could change it now. But I don't see no women, no men, no women. But these are birds, attitudes, things that we can do actions wise. So yeah,
so
I'm digging it.
If we could get Mr. Jones here, so what would you guys? How would you guys want to come at him on that?
My response is I object and I want proof.
Okay. What about you, Mr. Johnson?
wait, what was the question?
Mr. Jones, come on.
But you cool. But other than that, you cool. Other than that, I
with your proof
and if you fucked up and you excuse my language, but if you did mess up, you messed up. You meant to say money, not women. We know.
No, you probably meant to say what he said.
Yeah, I understand that, but that didn't make no. I just want the proof, and I object.
So Patricia, so how did that make you feel when you heard him saying that, and knowing you being a woman, and you hearing that, and you just like saying that y'all are responsible for basically all the evil that's going on in the world?
I may not walk in the most righteousness of all lights, but I most definitely am a God-fearing woman. So I know myself, it's just a lack of knowledge or just a misinterpretation or how he decided to perceive things. But not once in the Bible it ever says anything about women being the root of all evil. Now it does tell the story of Adam and Eve and the serpent. And it most definitely tells, like, you got to read Corinthians. It most definitely tells, it also says, like, right here, it is Corinthians 2:11, and it says...
They talk about Holy Spirit and Holy Ghost. So when you guys really want to go there, let's go technically. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is some real spiritual things.
It's 2 Corinthians 11:3. But it's, what is it?
Give it to you, like,
I forget who it is, but it's his dad talking, saying, but I am afraid that as the serpent deceived Eve by his trickery, your minds will be led astray from sincere, pure devotion to Christ. So it just reverts back to what I was saying. She was deceived and tricked by the snake. Why? Because she wasn't guided.
So y'all better worry about the reptilian is what we saying. Worry about the reptilian. Don't worry about the women. We the same species. This is what I don't want all y'all to forget. I don't want nobody to forget that this is the downfall, Patricia. Like, I want to go back to like our history real quick because like back in the day, like when we really couldn't like drink from the same fountain as these white folks. Y'all got to think about it, okay?
Oh, we got to stay on topic.
Like this is on topic, like on some real shit because like at the end of the day, this is what it really is. It's segregated, but we gotta get together and just stay together.
Okay, come on,
everybody is all right. Is all I'm saying. Fuck all that shit. What? I'm just saying.
Go back to she was tricked by the serpent.
Oh yeah, so she was tricked. It said she was.
Go back to your phone.
No, I remember it was. She said she was tricked and deceived by the serpent, and his worry was that his wife and all the other women weren't going to be able to follow into the pure light of Christ, which is him talking to his wife because he knows the story of Adam and Eve, that she was tricked and deceived by the serpent, which meaning she wasn't properly guided or led. A husband's job is to lead, is to guide. If a husband in his household does it, and they don't pray every time before they eat, or they don't sit there and do Sunday dinners, or whatever the case,
do you think,
or whatever the case may be, they're not going to practice that.
Do you think so? With that being said, so do you think he leads and guides for how you talk? Do you think he's a leader? I'm talking about Mr. Jones, Mr. Wak. Do you think he's a leader? Do you think he can guide his woman in the right direction or groom her?
Honestly,
it's not about grooming. It's about growing together.
Yeah, exactly. Let's refrain from using grooming, because grooming sounds
that's
kind
like
of
it's a bitch.
It's growing together in the light of God. And to be honest, if we gonna speak on like righteously and biblically, like me myself, that's not my place to be like, oh, he can or cannot. The Lord knows what that man can. The Lord himself knows what he can do and what he can provide and what he can give to a woman and vice versa. But do I believe all men are providers and leaders and stuff? No, I don't. I believe within this generation, like, for the people out there, I'm 23. So with this generation of people my age and a little bit older and a little bit younger, they don't know what the hell is going on. They don't even know themselves. So they don't know, how is a group of men who don't know themselves and know what they want out of life expect to know how to lead a woman into some fruitful shit, into something that could be growth and production? It's not. That's why
you saying pretty much. Adam just pretty much led Eve up in there because he wasn't on top of his game.
No, what I believe with that is it's like, not to sound like that, but it's like when you have your first kid. You do all this shit and you're like, okay, I got it, I do it, I know this parenting. But when you have your second kid, that's when you really know. That's when, oh, I can do this, I can put the baby to sleep this time, I can, oh, give her back today and do this tomorrow. Like,
fuck that shit. You know for instance. Don't you know for instance?
No, listen to what I'm saying. I believe Adam and Eve is the first kid syndrome. It's God made these things the first time, first round, boom. A man and a woman. It's like Adam was, he didn't know, well, actually, yeah, Adam didn't know what was going on. And then you have to think, we are in flesh. The devil's job is to distract our flesh, is to distract us. So, of course, not saying he was distracted by the serpent in his own manner, but he was probably like amazed at, wow, look at the trees and look at this and look at this and look at me and look at her and look at you and look at the sky. Like, because I know I'm the first thing on earth. Hell yeah, that's probably, wow.
He made us. He created us in his own image.
In his own image, but you have to remember, with that, it's not in his own image of what he believes, because God isn't no figure. He's not.
So what does he mean when he says that?
God is entity. Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna tell you. God is entity. So he creates us in the image of him. When you see God ain't no white man or no black man. He ain't nothing. He's a ball of light. He's a ball of energy. He's a ball of entity. That's why he can come in visions and waves and storms and dreams and voices and plagues and all kinds of stuff. So with that being said, when he means he created us in the image of him, the image of God is light and purity. So when he created us, that's why when we come out as babies. What are babies? Pure souls. I'm not saying pure souls get tainted by what goes on earth, but this is the devil's playground if you want to be so technical. That's another conversation. That's another deep level conversation on some other shit. But that's why we come out pure, because that's why we're born as babies and pure and innocent. Like, because that's the light of God. Now it's up to us to keep forth of living within that pure and innocence. It's not, oh, he created us in this image because he a white man with blonde hair and blue eyes, or he a black man with curly hair. Like, no, that's not what it is. He created us all in the light of his purity. That's what that is. Or at least what I believe it is.
Well said. Well said. So, we're going to wrap up Girl Talk, and on the next episode, we're going to get Mr. Jones down here with these two ladies so they can really go at it, but Mr. Jones can be here to defend himself. So, thank you two for tuning in. Thank you, Miss Patricia Johnson. You know, it's been lovely, you know what I'm saying? Good insight. Thank you, Miss Glenisha. Now, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate the compliment, love, you know what I'm saying? So, to the peoples, like and subscribe.
Hey.